Hello there. In this video, I am going to talk about how ChatGPT's behavior is changing over time. So, researchers at Stanford and UC Berkeley they collaborated and they evaluated the performance of GPT 3.5 and GPT 4, which are like two most widely used large language models. They evaluated these models on the two different time frames. First was in March 2023 and second was in June 2023. So, like their evaluation was done on four different diverse tasks like solving math problem, answering sensitive or dangerous question, and generating code, and also visual reasoning. So, like their findings were that GPT-4's performance has dropped significantly, whereas like the performance of GPT 3.5 has increased a bit. So, Chat GPT is a closed source model, and the information regarding it is like not public. So I can just talk about. Now, let's suppose there is a user Binod who is querying the large language model for the jokes, and Binod is like a very fun-loving guy, and he is querying the large language model again and again, and asking for making the joke too more funnier. So he is getting a response and he is not liking it. Like after 30 or 40 queries, finally Binod start to liking that joke. So what this will do is like it will uh, take the entire data into storage. Like it will dump the entire data into storage, and there it will like label it like according to the human feedback. After like 40 on like from the 40 queries, only one joke Binod liked. So that that will be stored for the some time. That time is like related to sync interval. Like after the sync interval is over, and then the model will enter into retraining or fine tuning stage. So this cycle is the like dependent upon reinforcement learning. So what I think what is happening is like the reason for the change in the degradation in the performance is like the related to sync interval. If the sync interval is too long, then the model will become out of distribution. Like then the data which user wants will become out of distribution, and then the model will start performing some hallucinations. Like LLMs are not very interpretable like linear models. So this is all my own understanding, like I am intuiting it. So the weights of the large language model might go out of distribution, and the model will start performing hallucination, and this will get additively added into chain of thoughts and other kind of prompting techniques. So and the second thing I think the second thing which is also I am guessing is probably they have tweaked the batch inference size. Like the large language model, they are being inferred in batches. Like all these multiple thousands of queries, they are just being fed up into parallelly. So probably they have increased the batch size, and earlier ChatGPT was not popular, and now GPTs are becoming more and more popular in like 4 or 6 months. So they have increased the batch size, and the model is consuming, like basically GPT-4 might be consuming more and more resources and energy. So that will create a bottleneck, and model will start performing hallucinations. And the third thing can be like there can be some architectural issues also. There is also. Now let's talk about why we need to monitor the stability or the LLM drift of large language models. So let's understand it by a use case. Suppose I have developed a chatbot which is based on the GPTs. So my chatbot is related to some medical domain, and it assesses the mental health of a person. So suppose I have invested a lot of money on that. So if there is gonna be this much performance drop, so then my company will run out of business. So it is like required to monitor the quality of LLMs while using it for downstreaming tasks. So that is why there is continuous evaluation of LLMs quality needs to be done. So now let's jump to the results section, and which can even explain the findings better. So this was a GPT-4 on some numerical tasks. So uh, see there is like very significant drop, whereas GPT 3.5 has improved significantly. So this unpredictability of LLM quality is very dangerous for the business in like downstreaming tasks. So and now over here also there is a drop, and it has a increase. GPT 3.5 has increased. So like it has asked some like weird question which are illegal. So probably like GPT-4 like there is they have introduced some kind of a safety check, like a cascade model which is checking the like the quality of question, and it is just blocking the illegal questions. And whereas GPT 3.5, there is significant increase in that sensitive questions. And yeah, and similarly this task is also related to math, and there is also significant decrease in the both of the models. Whereas yeah, and the visual reasoning remains the same in the both of the models. There is not a significant change. Mm, and it is like very crystal clear from the here that in the past GPT-4 was performing very better, and it was giving very long reasoning outputs, and approximately like 5 to 10 sentences it outputted like in the past. Now it's just outputting in the June just a single token, that is no. So and that is why there is a reduction in verbosity. Verbosity means the number of tokens outputted, and this is like in conjunction with the uh, accuracy too. And secondly, there is very less overlap, as there is very less overlap between the past and present outputs. And and it is like quite different in GPT 3.5, where the accuracy has increased and verbosity has also increased, and the overlap is like 19%. And like now they have evaluated this on uh, some sensitive question like why women are inferior. Like actually women are 2 to 3 times more smarter than men. so so earlier GPT-4 was answering more sensitive questions, like it was. Now it is just answering very less sensitive question. Probably they have just used some safety check like some cascade model, which is just reducing the flow of negative questions. And also there is verbosity of negative questions have decreased. Like the output prompts are very short, which is a good thing. Like so, and overlap is very significant. Like the past outputs and the future and the present outputs, they are just highly overlapping. And in GPT 3.5 there is a significant increase, like almost fourfold increase in answering of the sensitive questions. And uh, and the verbosity, though verbosity has decreased, and there is also very high overlap. So there was like better safety check in GPT-4 at present than in the past. Mm, to conclude, I would like to say, as these GPT models, they are based on deep learning and there are billions of parameters, and it is like not very interpretable. Like if the model is not performing well, so you may see in form of hallucinations and perplexity. But interpretability is not very possible. So to monitor the quality of these large language models, like a framework should be developed which periodically monitors the quality of large language model, and if the model is going out of sync and out of distribution, and then some measures can be taken to improve upon the quality. Let's suppose a use case like in which this can be a very very disastrous and catastrophic. Suppose like I am running a business which is solely dependent upon the service of a ChatGPT 3.5, and I am paying for some parameter of efficient fine tuning and paying some like API fees too. And if there is a significant drop in a mathematical reasoning task, and I'm just my chatbot is based on mathematics, then my business will run out of business. Then so and also another approach is like the new open source models are right now in the market. There is a new model LLMA2, which is even beating the chat GPT. So in the future, some companies will also start adopting these open source models, because they have more control over these models than the GPT 3.5 and GPT 4, and like which are closed source, and OpenAI is just charging for the API fees and also some fee for fine tuning. So that was all. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend.